So we begin with an A minor chord, and what I do is I go index and middle fingers on the 3rd and 2nd strings, and my thumb will take care of the 5th and the 4th. So I go thumb, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb. So again, that repeats. For this whole first line of music, you can just keep that A minor chord down. When the melody comes in, measure 3, you're going to hit the 2nd string, followed by the 4th, followed by the 2nd, and again on the 2nd, followed by the 5th. So for the melody in this section, what I do is I use my thumb to play the lower part. So 4th string, 5th string, and then also the 6th string if that's played. That's all with my thumb. And then these 3 strings, I'll use my first finger, my index finger, or my middle finger. So again, that measure 3, we got the 2nd string, 4th, 2nd, 5th. Next measure, then I hit the 4th string, 2nd string, 4th string. Now I take my pinky and I go up to that 3rd fret and then back to that 2nd fret. So that measure is going to go. So that whole line is going to sound like this, slowly. Measure 5, this measure, everything is open. So I go 4th string, 3 times, 2nd string, 6th string. And they're all 8th notes, so they're all going to be equal distance from one another. So again, measure 5, I hit the 4th string, measure 6, I hit that 4th string again with the thumb, 2nd string, and then we have on that 4th string. So again, and then my 3rd finger goes to the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Middle finger on that 3rd string, and then my 1st finger. So once I put a finger down on that measure, I keep it down for the rest of that measure. So again, we have start here. They're all part of the same harmony, so it allows them to ring. Guitar, we don't have a sustain pedal, but this is a way of sustaining notes, blending notes together. All right, measure 8. We're in this position, we're going to hit the 6th string, 5th string twice, 3rd, and then 5th string again, open 4, and then back to that 3rd fret on the 5th string. So that line beginning at measure 5 is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 measure 9, 2nd fret, and then 1st finger. Open 6. All right, then we have these chords. I start here. Technically, it's a D major chord. We're not playing the full chord. I'm using my middle finger, 3rd finger, 1st. And then I use that 3rd finger as a guide finger up to that 9th fret, and then a half bar at 7. So you've got this, guide finger, and I go down to here, like that. So this is just like the D7 shape, except it's 2 frets higher. So that measure is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the A minor again, and we're going to hit the 5th string plus the 1st string. And then it's just a repeat of measures 1 and 2 right there. So measure 9 and 10 sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. 13, the melody comes back, except now we're playing it up an octave. So we're going to start, I start in the 5th position. My first finger will be at that 5th fret on the 2nd string, and my pinky will be at the 8th fret. So I'll hit the 8th fret, 1st string plus the open 5, and then the 2nd string, back to the 1st string, open 5. So again, slowly we've got this. So I still keep this down. I hit the 2nd string, 1st string, back to the 2nd, and then I go 1, 2, 1. So again, that measure is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, then we're going to go, my middle finger drops on the D, which is 7th fret, 3rd string. My 3rd finger goes to that 7th fret, 1st string B. And I'm going to hit the 3rd string and the open 6th string at the same time. And then 1st string, open 6. All right, and the last measure of that line, we're going to hit the 3rd string, 1st string, and then a bit of a stretch to go to the 9th fret in this position. One thing that may help is if you bring your elbow out, your left elbow, it might help you get that note. So you've got this. All right, then we're going to take, for measure 17, we're just going to move this down 2 frets. Open 5 plus 3rd string, 1st string, 5th string. Measure 18. Now we're going to bring it down 1 more fret. Open 6. All right, so beginning at measure 17, we've got this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now we're going to fill out the chords a little bit, what we did earlier. So we're going to do this now. So I go middle, 3rd, pinky, 1st string. Is that same D chord. But you got this. And then I go, pinky is going to be a guide finger to here to the 9th fret, and I lay a bar. I cover 5 of the 6 strings, and then my 3rd finger is going to be on that 9th fret, 4th string. And I do a little raschiato, so I just kind of fan my fingers on the strings. You got this? And then we're going to go down to this chord. So it's kind of like a D7, except refingered differently. And then I've got my 1st finger on that 2nd fret, 4th string. And I do strum that as well. So you've got this, then this, and then this. Measure 21, we get into a tremolo section. But you've got this A major chord, which actually looks like a D major chord, except it's 9th fret right here. You're gonna hit the open 5th, ring, middle, index. Thumb hits the 3rd string. Same thing with the fingers. 2nd string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. So one more time. Measure 22, we're gonna hit the open 5th. This gives you time to get to here. So you've got open 3rd, keep that pinky down, 3rd finger goes to the 3rd fret on the 6th string, open 3rd. Now if this stretch is too much for you, you can certainly go 2 and 3 right here. I go 3 and 4. Try that again. All right, and then we're going to do all open for a bit. So open 5, open 3, open 5, and then I put my middle finger on that 2nd fret, 2nd string. So measure 22 is going to go like this. measure 23, we have a D minor chord. So we just finished that little tremolo. And again, I'll do a little raschiato. You don't have to do you don't have to do that. If you can just use your thumb and strum it, or take like your index finger and have the nail just kind of slide across the strings. So I've got that D minor. I'm gonna hold it down for the whole measure. Hit the second, third, second. Thumb will hit the fourth, third string, first string, third string. And what I'm doing is I'm basically assigning a finger to a string. So index finger takes care of the third, middle takes care of the second, ring finger takes care of the first. So again, so second, third, second, thumb. So then you keep the middle finger down, third finger is going to go to the third fret on the sixth string, and you've got this, open second string. So again, keep that third finger down, and I'm going to go 4-1. So that measure goes like this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and... So if you notice, I just keep my third finger down that whole time. And then we're going to go to a C chord. I have the fifth string plus the first, hit the second string, third, second, and then thumb, index, ring, index. So slowly. Measure 26. Get that first finger on that F, first fret, sixth string. I've got open 3, and then I use my third finger to go down to that second fret. So you've got, hit that bass again, middle finger. So when I go here, I do take off my third finger, because then that's a pretty good stretch right there. But I will take off that third finger before I get to this point. So slowly it goes like this. All right, measure 27. We've got this. So middle finger, second fret, fourth string, first finger, first fret, third string, and then my pinky is right there. So I hit the sixth string plus the second, followed by the third, fourth, third. So it's, and I will try and bring that top note out by doing a rest stroke up here and a free stroke here, which actually can be difficult to do. Just a side note, a good way of practicing that is separating them first, and then gradually bring those together until you're able to do them instantaneously. But anyways, you have this. Now we're going to go to the third position. Third finger is on that fourth fret, and then first finger is on the third fret. So you got... Now the reason why I do this, I could do 1 and 2, is if I do 1 and 3, and I just slide down, I'm ready for the next measure. So you've got this. Measure 28, you just take 1 and 3, move it to the first fret, and you're going to go the fifth string plus the second string, third string, and then... Now I do keep, when I go 1 and 3, and I do keep these down, like that. So I'll go... And then I go to this. And this is a case where I will just put a finger down when I need it. Before we were here, and so what I'll do is I'll go third finger there, hit that plus the open first, and then I'll put this down and then this, and then open first. So again, you've got this, and then middle finger, you're gonna hit the open fifth, plus that second string when you put this finger down, open first. So slowly, it's kind of a complicated little measure. I'll play it very slowly for you. So it goes like this. D minor. And then when I hit this open fourth string, that gives me time to move up. I'm going to be in the 8th position. You just go 1, 3, 1. All right, then measure 30. We got open 3, plus the first string, open second, First finger goes to the 7th fret, 2nd string, 3rd string. So slowly it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3. And then I go back up to the 8th fret, and then I go 3rd finger to the 10th fret, and then my middle finger will go here. So it's also on the 10th fret, except we're on the 3rd string. So again, so that measure slowly is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, then if you take a look at measure 31, we have an A minor chord, and we're going to just do the 5th and the 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, open 5, and then I use my pinky to go to that 3rd fret, and then when I go my pinky down, the other fingers lift up. So you have that open 3 and 2. So that measure slowly is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then, so 1st finger there, open 2nd, 3rd finger, middle finger goes to the 3rd string, back to the 5th string. So again, keep that 1st finger down, open 3, I go pinky on that 3rd fret, middle finger. You can certainly go 3, 2, I go pinky 2. So again, that second half of that measure is going to go. All right, measure 33, we've got this. Now this chord, it's a B7 chord, except we're not hitting the 5th string, so I don't put it down. I finger it this way. So we've got 1st finger, 2nd finger, and then pinky on that 1st string. You can also finger it this way if you'd like. The reason why I go pinky here is because my hand is facing a better direction when I go up to the next thing, which is right here. When I use my 3rd finger here, it brings my hand out a little bit farther, and then it's more of a move for me to get into this position. So when I'm like this, it's easier for me to get to here than when I use my 3rd finger here. These are just more of a move there. But if that's what's more comfortable for you, then by all means, that's what I would do. All right, so we have this. Open 2nd, and then 3rd finger on that 7th fret, 1st finger on the 5th fret, back to that 2nd string. So slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, then we have different collections of E7 chords. So we have this one. And what I'll do is I strum it the first time, and then I will do a raschiato there. Now, if you notice in the tab and in the music, you're not supposed to hit the 5th string. So how do you do that? How do you, when you're strumming, not hit that 5th string? That's a good question. Here's what I do. I don't know if it's the ultimate answer, but I use my 1st finger and it mutes. I just barely touch that 5th string and it kind of mutes it. The nice thing about it, like if you accidentally put your 1st finger in the wrong spot and you do cover that 2nd fret on the 5th string, it's in the chord, so it's going to sound just fine. But I mute it by just using my 1st finger here. I'll go strum, and now the actual move, I'm just fanning my fingers out, thumb comes up. Fanning out, thumb comes out. All right, the next E7 is here. And then we go back to that chord again. And then we go to this E7. Now notice the fingering. Often I'll play E7 this way, but I go 2 and 3. The reason for that is because the next half of that measure, I've got to put my pinky right here. If I go 1 and 4, I kind of run out of fingers. I can't hit that note. So I use 1 and 3. Open 6. All right, so let's take a look at measure 37. I'm covering 4 of the 6 strings at the 9th fret, and I've got my pinky at that 12th fret. And I will hit the 6th string, and then I do a different type of raschiato here. I'll take my middle finger and just kind of So you can see that. I'll just move it back and forth like that over the strings. So I go. Alright, and the last time, I'll just do a full strum. And again, we're supposed to avoid the 5th string, so I use that pinky and I just barely touch that string, and it mutes it enough. Alright, measure 37, 38, slowly sound like this. You've got this. Alright, and then we have the repeat of the melody again. And this is the second time through earlier when we had the melody up an octave, where you've got... So for this time through, I do try and play it much louder and a little more intense, because it seems like we're building up to something, and then here we have that beautiful melody coming back in. But this is all a repeat of what we did before, where you got measure 40, repeat, and this is a repeat too. All right, and then we have the coda, just like the ending. So I begin with that. I have a half bar at 5. So I'm hitting the 5th plus the 1st string, followed by the 2nd string and then the 3rd string. Measure 48. I go to the 6th string, full bar at the 3rd fret, and then I use my 3rd finger. And then I have this F chord right here. So this is an F. And I hit the 5th string with my thumb to get that bass note plus the 1st. And then the 4th string, 3rd string, 5th string, 4th string, like that. So you got... And what I'm doing is I'm using my thumb, I'll just tell you. So I've got the thumb hitting the 5th string, plus the 1st string. I use my ring finger, middle, index, middle. And then I use my thumb here on that 4th string, index finger. And then I move my thumb to the 5th string, index finger, like that. So slowly. Then it ends with a half bar at 5, plus the open 5. All right, so by the time we get to measure 46, you really built this up. And so I really bring beginning measure 47, the tempo down and the volume down pretty substantially, because you've built up so much, there's really not that much room for you to gradually bring it down. All right, so after we have this, and then we have this, I start bringing it down. F,